Welcome to Academy Answers Podcast, a show dedicated to inspiring and providing actionable advice on life, business, happiness, success, and reaching your full potential. Have you ever felt frustrated that life isn't working out the way you expected? Have you been searching for answers without success? You've come to the right place. Each week, we bring you perspectives, ideas, and actionable content. We share with you proven and time-tested step-by-step strategies to help you live the life you deserve and make your dreams a reality. From health to finances to relationships to business, we provide the insights and strategies you need to reach your full potential. So buckle up and plug in, because Academy Answers Podcast is about to take you to a new level of personal success.
Happy morning, guys. Welcome to the Academy Answers Podcast. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening in. And this is a podcast where we talk about happiness, success, and full potential. Getting to the life that you desire. Your deepest, truest desires. Not the ones that people think you should have. Not the one that you were trained or socialized to have. But the ones that are in alignment with who you are. Those desires that came out of nowhere, that you didn't choose, that you didn't think of, but they're just there. And that's who you are. And that's what it means to be self-aware. So on this podcast, we help people to get into the belief system that they can manifest those desires and create the life they want. And oftentimes it's misconstrued when it comes on to the message that we're trying to bring. It is thought that we are trying to get everybody to wild, massive levels of success with a lot of luxurious, the trappings of life and material stuff. But that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to get people to understand who they are and to create the life that they like. And people want different things. Some guys want 100 cars, genuinely want 100 cars. They're not competing with anybody. You might think it's excessive. It's not for me or you to decide. Some guy have $10 million in the bank and don't care about a car. They want to take the bus and they want to be in a canoe fishing for half the day. And they want to save the earth and worry about pollution and the plant and wildlife. And we all are given different duties and responsibilities and feelings and desires. We must be true to those. That's what we're trying to do. And I don't necessarily need to motivate you, to inspire you to change the world in a direct huge way like Steve Jobs did, or Mother Teresa did, or Einstein did. But if I can inspire you to be a better husband, to be a better wife, to be a better father, to be a better member of your community, to be a kind person, to help someone out there by buying them lunch, to help someone shovel their snow, to help someone get their stuff in their car. If I can help somebody, if I can inspire you to be a better person by just doing these simple things, then my job would have been done. I would have served my purpose, because there are different things that we contribute to at different points in our lives, and everything is important. You know, you might not be able to see the importance right up front when you're doing it, but you save someone life by buying them food, or you save someone getting into trouble by buying them this thing, and then they're there for their kids because they didn't go to jail, and that kid came to change the world because their father or their mother was there for them. And then you have that indirect shift that you have created in the universe, and that energy is on your life. You don't know it, and you're wondering why you're so blessed, why you escaped so many trauma and tragedies, but it's because there's an energy that you're not seeing that is on your life because of the deeds you have done, because of what you have created in the world, and the positive energy you have sent out just by probably helping a blind person to cross the street. But this morning, I want to take a pause to get that out the way so you can understand that we're not always trying to tell you to get rich, tell you to become wildly successful as far as money is concerned, because money is really is a mark of success. It shows result. It shows how achieved you are. It is important. We're not ever trying to sideline or trying to professional talk or trying to soft talk around money. We know how important that is. If you are insecure about money, or if you like money but don't want to say, or you don't think it's socially cool, well, this probably is not the podcast for you, because we talk the language of result and the language of impact. And the language of impact and result is tied to money in the world we live. Period. No arguments. That's just how it is. So I get asked a lot, what is the key to success? How do I make this thing happen for me? How do I become a better person? How do I live my best life? And growing up, there were different angles to this thing. Mainly the hard work angle. Everybody is saying work hard. Everybody is saying get an education. Everybody is saying that be consistent. But as I grow older and as I come out into the world and start to do things, I realize that there is not one key. There's no one key to success. There's not one thing to be done and then that's it and it'll be all right. It is like DJ Khalid say, another one. And everybody should take DJ Khalid's advice. He has this thing, this punchline that he does for his records, his tagline maybe, that says another one. There's always another thing that you're going to have to add to it to make a complete package, to give you all the tools. So when you're working hard, you have to be also a good learner. You also have to be coachable. You also have to understand how to change people's life. You also have to understand how to market yourself. You also have to understand how to understand systems and business model and the world, and how do you approach people, and how to make presentations, and how to think about life, and how to balance your relationships. There's no one thing that you're going to do that's going to take you there. And a lot of people who have done one thing find out that they get there and many other things are messed up. Their family life is messed up. Their health is messed up. Their relationships are messed up. Their perspective on the world is messed up because they're focused on only one thing, which is probably running that business, or which is probably getting that degree or whatever it is, and getting that high-paid job and going just cutthroat to get what they want, and realize that now they get it and it doesn't amount to as much as they think it would. And the other thing that I'd like to bring to discussion when it comes on to how you're going to get there, you also have to be self-aware to the point where you understand that there is no perfect person. There's no perfect plan. You just have to keep going and believe that you'll figure it out. There is no one size fit all. There is no the only way. You have to believe that I can figure it out. And there is a concept that we get taught early in school. But you used to watch kids who are weak in a subject area being sent to piles of extra classes trying to get them to be strong in an area in which they're weak. And now we come out in the world realizing that specialization is the money maker. Specialization is a success ingredient. So when we're busy trying to get them to be strong in the area in which they're weak in, we should be doubling down in the areas that they're strong in. So instead of getting guys trying to get better at English after they're literate and numerate and understand the structure of language, but they are good at maths, we should be doubling down on their maths ability. So she should not be going to, a weak English student should not be going to an English class. Who is strong in maths, he should be going to additional math lessons. And we should be getting him to be an expert. We should be getting him to his full potential in the area that he's weak, he's strong in. And that's what you should be doing with your life. You should be trying to double down on the areas where your strengths are. If you do well enough in your strong areas, you can hire out the weak areas. And that weak area, you're going to hire it out to somebody that have that area as a strong area. And if you focus on it that way, you will realize that you can better enjoy your success, or you can better do things in life that speaks to who you are. And you don't need to compare yourself with others. You don't need to see this person holding a high note, singing or playing a certain tune, and you decide that that's the tune you're supposed to play. You're supposed to find your area, as they say, stay in your lane, and you're supposed to double down until you become the awesome person in that area of your life. So there's no one key to success. And that's my point that I want to bring home. There's no single key. There's a bunch of keys. And the only thing left to say about that is that your mindset is the keyring or the keychain on which all these keys are attached. Your mindset, how you view life. And the easiest way to articulate that without making this a whole other episode, which we probably do at some point in time, is, as Carol Deswick said in her book, you either have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. Everywhere you go around you will run into the fixed mindset type of deal. This is where I am. I'm not that type of person. I just don't do that. I just don't like that. I just can't do that. And yeah, I don't like that, or that's not for me. I get it, but the way to know what is for you and what's not for you is to become self-aware. What do I mean by that? If you are aware of the things you are meant to do, your purpose in life, the things that are at the forefront of your desires, if you know what those things are, then the things that are meant for you are the things that are necessary to manifest those desires. So, if you always want to be a runner and you want to be an athlete, you want to be a long distance or sprint runner, and you don't like leg exercises, you're going to have to cultivate that habit to do leg exercises. Because your purpose and your desires and your talents demand that these things are done to develop that talent into a skill. So forget how you feel. Forget your comfort zone. Forget what you like. Forget what you think is for you or not for you. The way to decide that is to go beyond your feelings and to match up what is required to cultivate what you have in you to a high professional skilled level. So whatever it is that you want, you have to now decide what will it take to get that, and know that there are some baseline things that you must do. If you want to be a race car driver, you can't hate driving. That doesn't make sense. So you cannot have this mindset that push you into a corner that's fixed, that tells you that this guy can do that, and oh, he's just lucky, and oh, that person is just talented, and oh, those people just have that, and that person just have that. You have to understand that we're all born only with a natural inclination, a certain level of potential and skill and talent. But to develop that pro level of skill, which is needed to make anything of the talent you have, you got to take it to the high level, to a competitive, market-ready level. If you're to do that, you've got to cultivate it. You weren't given this from day one. Even if you sound so good in your bathroom and you can sing like crazy, you're going to have to do some work. Somebody's going to have to sit you down and coach you, and you may get something raw, straight up. You sound good, you come off well, but if you're get to master your craft, someone is going to have to teach you the ins and outs. Someone is going to have to teach you the skills that are necessary to do it better than you do it naturally. And Will Smith said this perfectly. He said that talent is something you have naturally, but skill comes from spending hours upon hours upon hours beating on your craft. And that's what a growth mindset is versus a fixed mindset. A growth mindset suggests that, look, I have this skill, I have this talent, I have this potential, but I'm nowhere near mastery. And I have the abilities to work on this for however long it takes to get me to master this, to do better at it, to know more about it. While a fixed mindset brings you in a position to think that, either to think that you already know it all, you have everything that you need, your opinion is golden, and there's nothing else to know, and whatever you say is it, and that's how it goes, and that's how it will stay, and it will never change. Or you think that I don't have it, I just can't get it, and I'll never figure it out. Some people get it, some people don't get it. And that will be a big determining factor. That's be the key chain on which you put everything else, whether or not you have a growth mindset or fixed mindset. And we often talk this in business, where because someone is able to make a transaction and collect some money, and they're able to duplicate that and do it 10 more times. And because it is happening for them, let's say that transaction is happening, that selling of whatever merchandise or whatever service is happening, and they realize that, okay, maybe I need 3 more people to help me. And then they get 3 more people to help them. And they say, okay, maybe I need a base, a location. They get this location, they set up shop, and now they are running a business. And they're convinced that that's it. They're not equating the necessity to develop business skills to actually sustain and scale this opportunity that they're in. We see that all the time. And it often goes back to the perspective that some people are technicians and some people are business people. And business people usually have a hard time toggling between that. They are technicians, they like to do it. They like to paint the cars, to fix the cars, to cook the food. But they're not business people who are in it to make maximum rewards from it. So they want to always be touching it. And because of that, they stay stuck and they never try to learn anything that has to do with business acumen so that they can sustain this thing. And they do it for 10 years, 15 years. They get burned out. The economy turns and they get wiped out. And they have nothing to show from their labor. So it is a point where, and I know I'm diverting a little bit, but it's a point where you have to decide who you are. Are you the technician or are you the business person? And some people are set believing that because they're able to make this happen, they will always be able to make this happen. And there's no forward thinking to realize that, look, if the condition change, I don't have any base, or I don't have any knowledge to adopt. I don't have a solid foundation, or I don't have any knowledge or the skill sets or the resources to build a solid foundation that can withstand any change in circumstances. And that is a killer. That goes right back to the fixed mindset type of deal. Thank you guys. Always a pleasure. I wanted to discuss that today. Thanks for listening, and share this with somebody who you think this might help. Have a great day.